Welcome back guys, this is Vishu from Savage Camp and this video is going to be another function example, but this time in the last one we used the print statements. In this video we are going to use the return statement. So to start we need to import random. So random will help us make random numbers. Now we will say add underscore numbers and we will pass in num1 and num2, and instead of print I'm going to do return num1 plus num2. Now over here you saw print. The print statement has been replaced with return, and I will tell you the difference between them in a while. Just give me a minute, let me write this up. So sub numbers is num1 minus num2, and here let's create for I in range, and num1 is equal to random dot randend. Let's do 1 to 50, and num2 is equal to random dot randend 51 to 200. So here's the difference. If I do add numbers and num1 num2, let me run this. So here if we do num1 and num2 and I run this one with the print function, let's see what happens. So here it is adding all those numbers num1 and num2 and giving you the output. Now in this case when I run this, you don't see an output, and the reason we are not seeing an output is because the numbers are being generated and sent and they are also being added. The only difference is this add numbers function is returning a value back. So when I call this function, it calculates the sum of number 1 and number 2, but it gives the value back to the user. So here, because we did not store it in a variable, it's not there. So I will have to say add output is equal to this, and if I do print add output, so if I run this now, you will see some numbers coming up. The reason they came up is because when it returned number 1 and number 2, remember here we did not return, we printed it. So the print was coming right over here. So we didn't have to store it in a variable. We just sent it and it printed the output. Here it is not printing the output. It is giving the value back. It is adding those numbers and giving it back in the for loop. So we have to store the value and then we have to print it. So print add output, and similarly we will do for sub output. And in this case, I will say print f addition of is add output, and the same thing we'll take over here. We'll say subtraction and sub output, and at the end let's do some hashtags so we can differentiate. And I will also add a new line so it gives enough space. So let's run this, and now you will see addition and subtraction is there. So always remember, if you're going to return the output, you have to store it in a variable. So you will ask, why do I need to use the return statement when I can print it and not store the output and do all these kinds of things? I can just print this over here. Well, the reason you use return is sometimes you might have to take this output and do additional things over here. So suppose someone says calculate if a person can vote, and if he cannot vote, tell the user how long they have to wait to vote. So in that case I will return the age and I will calculate how long they have to vote by subtracting that number from 18 and printing it out. So I'm doing an additional step in this case over here, and that is when you use return. When you need to do additional operations on the output of the function, that is when you use return. Else, for a simple program, you can just print it inside the function and you will get the output right over here. But that is the difference between return and print, and we will use a return statement in that example in the next video. So that is it, guys. Let me know if you have any problems understanding this, because return and print can be confusing. So comment below if you have any issues, and I will see you guys in the next video.